Alrighty, I'm going to show you just a little bit what we do here to take care of the cows. We have this grain bin here. You can see it's pretty big. We have grain hauled in here, usually once a year, and they'll fill that up. And out of this little hopper right here, we fill buckets of feed up, and I feed the cows with that. And we got several cows. You might can see them out yonder. That's right in the direction of the sun, so it's kind of hard to make it out, and it looks awful. We had about 10 inches of rain, and I've got this old truck here. It's like a old 85 model Ford F-350 1-ton, but it is a gas guzzler. I'm glad they have improved fuel efficiencies, because you can't hardly afford to run this thing. But it's got a feeder on the back, and I can fill it up and go feed. But I only use it this year especially is when it's just absolutely necessary. But we got over 10 inches of rain, so it made everything muddy, so I started using that truck for a few days. But it's dried back out now. Now I use this little truck, Little Blue. This is Big Blue, and this is Little Blue here. And Little Blue I've had since it was new, and I've got over 300,000 miles on the little truck. It's an 03 model. I never have done a whole lot to it. It's got a few dents and dings, but it works. And I put these buckets, I'll fill them up, take them out there to the cows that have calves on them, and we feed them separate, and they get a little bit better treatment because they got babies. But in here in this lot, I'll fill up these troughs like this one, and there's 6 or 7 of those troughs in here, something like that. But I'll put buckets of feed out in that and let the cows come in here and eat in a little bit if they want to. So I'll fill these buckets up, carry them out there, and get those ready to go, and turn the cows in here in just a minute. Alright, here's the dry cows. Here's the bull T-Bone, and we're fixing to let them in here to eat. Old T-Bone, he's hungry here. What you doing, buddy? So anyway, he's a gentle bull. He looks mean, but he really ain't. His bark is worse than his bite. But he's hungry today, and so are all the rest of these cows. These girls are lined up here. We call them dry cows because they don't have babies yet, and they're fixing to calve. So they get in here and they get a little different ration than the ones that have had babies. And it's getting 1st of March here, and it's time for these cows to have calves. March and April, the weather ain't so bad. But we have some that calve earlier, so we'll go check them out here in a little bit. But some of these cows, they're starting to make bags. That's a sign they're going to have little ones. And I love this time of the year when stuff starts having babies and the grass starts greening. Right now we have to feed a little more, and it takes a little while to do the chores in the morning, a couple hours, because of the feeding and the haying and all that stuff. But it's worth it, and it sure is a pleasure and a joy when these animals start having their babies. Anyway, we're going to let them in here into the lot, and I hope you can see this video. The sun's kind of right in the, coming up out of the east. Of course, I feed in the mornings, and it shines right in our eyes here. But we're going to let these cows in here. They're hungry, ready to go. And my little dog's back there. He's going to help herd them in if you don't get up here and get ran over, or get me ran over. But as you can tell, they come stampeding in here. They're ready to eat. That little cow there with the horns, her name's Rosie, and she is a good little old cow. And a lot of them we have named. And well, I'm back out here again with the cows. This video quality probably isn't the greatest, but we just show you a little bit of what we do. And the wind's starting to get up, so the sound's probably going to be awful here. But I'm feeding these cows here in this trough, and we have a bunch of these bathtubs scattered all around here. And one of my nieces, she calls these hillbilly feed troughs, and they're kind of a unique thing. Feed troughs will cost you about $100 a piece, and these old tubs didn't cost nothing, and they have lasted and lasted and lasted, and they're scattered around here. So I put feed in them, and these cows in this pasture are the ones that have had babies. There's a cute little baby. and a little steer, and he's going to make a dandy. Here's another little steer that's born back in January, and he's growing like crazy. And if these keep on, by fall, there's one that was born just about a month ago, but he's coming on really good, another little steer. And there's a little heifer, the ones with the pink tags or white tags are little heifers, and she'll probably be a keeper because her mama is a dandy. But these, the cows that's had babies, and some of these are young heifers that have never been with the bull yet, and we will place them with the bull later, but we're waiting on them right now to have a baby, and to become mamas, to come the time that they can to be with the bull and become adult animals. There's a few of them like that, but these littlest ones here are the newest additions to the farm, and they sure are cute. There's a little dandy, and so their mamas here, they get a little bit more feed this time of the year. As you can tell, everything's dead. It was really dry. Like I said earlier, we got about 10 inches of rain, and now the grass is starting to green up, but it's still just first week of March, and we're waiting for this grass. I'll show you a little bit here, but it's starting to green up, and we're sure glad to see that. A lot less work and worry when we got plenty of grass. But until then, these mama cows, there's a lot of demand on them to give milk and raise these babies they got by their sides. And then these young heifers that will be with the bull here pretty soon, well, they need plenty of nutrition also. So anyway, that's a little look at what we do here around the farm. We've always got work to do, fences to be built, chores to be done. Like I say, this video quality is kind of poor, and the wind's going to be blowing. Yesterday the wind blew over 50 miles an hour here. We had quite a wind storm, and today it feels like it's already getting up again. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching Cedar Creek Homestead.